I did an interview
Okay.
about I Love New York, and then after it, the guy was like, "Hey, I got a friend who's like a huge fan. Like, she really, really, really wants to meet you." And this is after a producer tried to tell me already, like I had heard, like she was trying to meet me. So it's like the second time I'm hearing this now.
Okay.
Because I guess she got in touch with the show I Love New York and was trying to set up a meeting like between the two of us. But anyway, did this interview. The guy's name is Daryl. I think his name is Daryl in Chicago. He calls her up and gives her my phone number. And then he like lets me know after the interview. He's like, "Hey, by the way, I gave her your phone number or whatever." And I'm like with my cousin. I'm like, "Yeah, this is totally unprofessional, but all right, cool, let it ride, whatever."
Right.
And so she called me and we started talking, and that was that.
That is
Jennifer
just
Hudson.
yeah, that is crazy when you start thinking about how, you never know what life turns you make will lead to the next.
Yeah.
Because you guys would then go on to be engaged 10 years. You guys would have a child together. So that starts, family life. You become a father that way. What was that relationship like? And obviously, we all know. I mean, we'll put it out there. I think everybody knows kind of, the end results of the relationship. But during that journey, what was that like as you're going into relationship, into fatherhood?
I mean, as broad, like in general, we were both doing our own thing, like
Yeah.
working, and I'm wrestling. My son was born when I was in FCW in Tampa, so that's where we were living. Was she moved down there with me while I was in developmental with WWE. So then I came up on the main roster when my son was like 6 months old, and so from then on I was traveling. Like I said, like I'd be lucky if I got 36 hours at home a week at certain points. So it was, challenge of being on the road a lot.
People
But
don't know that because I think we should talk about that because for wrestlers, for me as a super fan, I just see you pop up on my TV and I'm going, yeah, and I'm off doing my own thing. But when the lights go out, you guys are traveling to another city. What is
Yeah.
it really like being on the road as a WWE superstar?
Well, it's different nowadays with the current way things are with streaming, like in Netflix. But when I was doing it and they had live events, like I said, like people see Raw and SmackDown. So if you're on Raw, okay, I thought I'd work one night a week, Monday nights. That's great. No, you don't realize that that's the last day of a loop. So it starts Friday. You fly out, first flight on Friday morning. You land in some town. You drive to the arena. You have the show. Then you drive to the next city, which is probably another state away. The next state, whatever it is, 3 or 4 hours. You do the same thing the next day, and then the next day, which is now Sunday. Then after that, then you drive to do the same thing, and then now you have Raw Monday.
Yeah,
And
that
so,
one's televised. The other one's
yes, no, and that's the only one that's televised. It's Raw. Then when Raw is done, the next morning you fly home, which is Tuesday, and then you have whenever you land Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you start again Friday, and then unless you're SmackDown, and then the day is Tuesday if they film it then. And then if you're on both shows,
yeah.
I was on both shows for a while. It was the same, but then I would have Raw and then SmackDown the next day.
Did that take a toll on you as a person, as a father, as you're being engaged in a relationship? Like, how did that take a toll on you?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough, especially with my son being so young, and like I'm missing this time. Like I'd come home, like just after being away 5 days, and he's already learned something new, or like he can walk a little faster now or something. And now it's tough. Like I'm really really big on father. I mean, my son is. I mean, he's my proudest accomplishment. Like he's my favorite topic of discussion. And part of it is like how close I was with my dad, but then also like in losing my dad and being a father, it's kind of like I feel closer to my dad now through my son and through being a better father. Like I'm always trying to live up to the man my dad was in a fatherhood way to my son. So,
And what's that relationship? I mean, I'm sure the relationship is just like super tight, right?
He's my best friend. Like beyond that, like we're really really tight, close. We've been through a lot of things together, and just like I'm really proud with how just down to earth he is and well adjusted. Like he's a celebrity kid, but he's not a celebrity kid. Like I forget that, because you wouldn't know it. Like if you meet, and I pride myself in that. But like you forget that. If people say that to me all the time, they forget that he's technically like a celebrity kid. But he goes to high school down here, and he went to, I won't say the names, but he went to a particular high school just to look around. We're doing the visit, and there was a number of celebrity kids who immediately saw him, celebrity girls, celebrity daughters, and came and were like introducing themselves to him. And I was like, this is wild. And he's so nonchalant about it. Hey, how you doing? I'm David, whatever. Kid, he doesn't care.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And then where do you stand on, like, in relationship? Would you ever get married again? Or would you?
I did. Well, I never got married.
You've been married, or would you get married?
No. Would I get married?
Don't do it.
Well, I mean,
he's single. I'm married. I've been married 17 years. He's single. So I would ask you.
No, I mean, it's not a bad. I mean, my parents were married a long time. It's not like I don't, but they're weird out here.
I feel you. No, I feel you, and I know what
right.
you mean. I'll put it to you. It's like this. I'm single, and it's one of those things where would I get married? Yes, ideally. I still, if I find the right person, that person's still out there maybe. But I'm not holding my breath for it. Also, I'm good. I kind of feel like I've already beat that game. I played it. I beat it. I got my son. He's the greatest thing in the world. I've been there and done that. I would, I'm not opposed to a new chapter, but I'm also, I'm cool on that right now.
Yeah. I do have to ask you this one, and I don't mean to pry on this one, and I'll leave it after this, but this one was fascinating because so many men and this one is sensitive to me because I know a lot of my friends now who are either going through divorces or people who've had their heart broken and, all the different stuff that can happen during relationships. But I felt like from what I read, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but, a lot of guys, when, they end up breaking off an engagement, they end up losing a valuable investment, and that is the engagement ring. But somehow you were able to get the engagement ring and auction it off and give money to your father's that was in your father's foundation's name. Is that so? Do I have that right?
Yeah.
Ish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Ish. But I mean, well, I don't know if you guys know this, but we'll get into the law. But legally, they have to return that. That's an investment. That's a legal requirement.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Some guys don't pursue that.
So, all right. I'll give you guys a real good segment then.
Okay, I'm listening.
All right.
So,
yeah.
Why did everybody in the room stood up? You guys can't see it on the camera. Everybody did like this, like, wait, what? All right.
No, how do we do this?
Did you hear that? Everybody
Get the money back?
Yeah, all right. I'm listening. All right, go ahead.
So it wasn't hard to get it back. She already gave it to me. I had it the whole time. And I held on to it for a while until I was trying to very discreetly sell this thing, get rid of it. Now, I've had it for a long time. Let me get rid of it. So like a year or two ago, right? The problem is the people, to sell it, they want to advertise it, whatever. So I'm like, man, I just don't want my name associated with this. I don't want to do all this. But all right, I understand it. So I'm like, I tell the lady, okay, she's like, oh, it's my business, whatever. Hey, just don't put my name on it. Okay, fine. I go to the gym, obviously. I get a phone call. It's Harvey Levin from TMZ.
Oh, no.
Himself, on myself. But Harvey and I are cool. He's just a UFC guy, a lawyer.
Is he UFC?
From UFC. Lawyer from UFC.
Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago law. Yeah, so
UFC.
anyway.
Wow.
Harvey's cool, and this was really cool what he did. It's solid. He called, and he's like, David, I want to let you know, I just received a story that we're getting ready to run about your engagement ring, or Jennifer's engagement, the engagement ring you got for Jennifer going up for auction. And he's like, I want to know, did you know about this? Are you familiar with this? Man, I'm not sure. How did we get on TMZ? I was so mad. I want to do this discreet. I waited years to do this quietly. Yeah. And now this lady, shout out to her though, went and told, how did Harvey find out? But he called me and was cool about it and was like, do you know about it? Man, I wanted to say, no. I think I did. I think I tried to play it, but first, I don't know what you're talking about, Harvey. What do you mean? And then he's like, well, there's legally, she has to get this back to you. So actually, he thought they were trying to do it, she tried to sell it on the sly and was trying to pretend, or potentially somebody was, maybe. So he wanted to see, and so I told, no, Harvey, yeah, it's me. Yeah, I know.
It's me. Okay.
All right, yeah, it's not me, but yeah, I know what's going on. And so then, I was like, man, I wanted to give a statement on it or something, but I'm in the gym right now. I'm not prepared to give a statement for you to go to print on this. I don't know what to say right now. And anyway, yes, that happened.
That happened.
Wow.
That happened. And so for the fellas out there that might be in that situation, that is across all states. It's a legal requirement.
Don't quote me on that,
okay.
But Generally, yeah.
Generally.
That's in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
much.
Okay.
Engagement.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Take
wow.
him back. Was it expensive?
It wasn't cheap.
It wasn't cheap.
Yeah. It was, yeah. It was too expensive to have sitting in a drawer somewhere collecting dust. Put it like
Nice.
that. Put it like that.
Okay.
Put it like
Dang.
that. Yeah.
Make a lot of sense. That's another 154 conversation in the books. We are bridging culture back to its roots.
From Africa to the world, we're telling stories our way.
So make sure you hit like, subscribe, and share your voice in the comments. This is 154.